Okay, this is just going to be a quick video review of this Innioasis MP3 player. So let's talk a little bit about this. So you can see the MP3 player here in front of me. Just get a quick sense of how large this is. It's just a little bit larger than a credit card, to be honest with you. The MP3 player weighs about 65 grams, so quite a light little player. Now, in addition to the MP3 player, what else do you get in the box? So you also receive this charging cable. It's a USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. It's a 5-volt, 1-amp charge. In addition, you get these wired earbuds, and these are a braided cable. You can see here that this is a braided cable, and it's quite strong and quite durable. Pretty good quality for something out of the box. These are angled earbuds, as you can see. Total length is about 45 or so inches. So about 45 inches for this wired earbuds that you get. In addition to that, you also get a few extra tips if you need them, a couple of different sizes, and then you also get this user manual. So the MP3 player here, let's take a quick look at the body itself. So if we start at the bottom, that's where you see most of the ports and so forth. So you've got your audio jack here for your wired earbuds, and interestingly that they are they go into the bottom of the player rather than what you often see, which is at the top. You also have the charging port here, and this also allows you to hook up to your PC as well through the charging cable. You also have an external speaker here. This is just a single speaker, but the player itself does have Bluetooth, so if you're going to hook this up to external speakers or earbuds, wireless earbuds, you can do that as well. Although I'll talk about that and some of the problems I had with respect to that in just a moment. On the sides here, there's nothing on the sides and nothing on the top. Then obviously on the front, you can see the screen. And then you can see the wheel here on the bottom, and then just a little bit of information on the back. And that's about all you're getting. Now again, this is about 65 grams. The previous or full touchscreen version of the Innioasis MP3 player is about 140 grams, and I have that one right here. And so you can just get a sense of the difference in size. Again, this is just a little bit larger than a credit card. And again, this one is quite a bit heavier. So this makes this one a perfect companion. I use it when I'm running, to be honest with you, and it works really well because, again, it's very, very light. Now, to turn on the MP3 player, you just simply press and hold the middle button here, and it'll start up in a moment. Now, what you'll notice is it takes a moment actually to start up. So as you can see, it takes a few seconds before it finally loads into the main screen here, and then you'll get into the menu. And again, this wheel is not one where you're necessarily controlling it by pressing from the different sides. You're sort of sliding your finger or thumb around the different areas here, and that'll actually scroll it up and down. So just to go over some of the different options here, let's just zoom in here a little bit and take a quick look. So at the top you have Now Playing, which will obviously give you information about the song that's currently playing. You have your music option, you have your audiobook option, you have photos. This does have the ability to show photos, although that's probably not the main focus of getting something like this. You do have access to an FM radio, which is not bad. It has pretty good reception. You also have obviously the Bluetooth that I was talking about. And then you also have the ability to change the settings. So we're just going to quickly go into the settings here and take a quick look here. As you can see, you've got a time shutdown, you've got the ability to shuffle, repeat, you've actually got an equalizer, but the equalizer is one that's preset to different options. So if I go in and take a quick look, you can see that it's got options that are already preset for you here. And then going into it, you also have key lock, key tone, key vibrations, and wallpaper, and backlight. I have it set for 10 seconds. The reason I have it set for just 10 seconds is that I want to conserve as much of the battery as possible. One of the shortcomings of a lot of these MP3 players is they're often listed as being able to do a lot more in terms of time than they actually are in a real world scenario. And this is no different. This one, boasts quite a bit in terms of being able to play for several hours. In fact, you probably get about somewhere between 4 and 5 hours, based on my experience. It's about 4 to 5 hours, depending on what you're listening to and so forth. But again, for me, I'm almost exclusively using this as a music player, and almost using it exclusively when I'm at the gym or when I'm running. Now, in terms of the Bluetooth, I just want to touch upon the Bluetooth for a moment, because although it works well in terms of connection, what I found, and I can't say whether or not is actually the player or whether it's the earbuds, but my wireless earbuds did not work properly at all. They were, not to name the brand, but they were all sorts of choppy audio when I was using it. With the wired earbuds, it's no problem, but with the wireless earbuds, I was having a large amount of difficulty with respect to hooking those up. Eventually I gave up. I have 2 sets of wireless earbuds. Neither of them, although they did connect, but neither of them could play smoothly without a lot of choppiness. So it got to the point where I just put them aside, and I've been using the wired earbuds, unfortunately, at this point. Now, in terms of other options that you see here, you'll see, for example, the Bluetooth enabled. You'll see the pause, and you'll see how quickly it goes off. You'll see also, for example, the battery charge left here, which is only 29%. And again, this is keeping in line with what I noted earlier, which is you get about 4 to 5 hours. And I would be shocked if you were able to get more out of this MP3 player. And I do have it set up, as you can see, to turn off the screen after just a few seconds. So I'm really trying to optimize it as much as possible. I do like these MP3 players over something like the Innioasis full touch screen, just because the full touch screen requires quite a bit of battery and quite a bit of juice to operate it. Whereas this is much simpler. The trade-off is perhaps the smaller font, and it's not quite as fancy. It does use this retro type of wheel as well. And here, this wheel is pretty simple to understand in terms of going back and going forward, previous menus, pausing and continuing, or stop and play. And to shut down, it's pretty simple. You just press and hold the middle button, and it'll ask you to shut down. You just press yes, and it'll power off. Now, the other thing that this has is it has more or less of an Android type of screen when you're using it. So the operating system, but a lot of it is just empty. So when you, for example, plug this into a PC to do any sort of file transfer or music transfer, you'll notice that it's very similar to what you would find on a Android device or an Android phone, but most of the folders are actually empty. So that's what you're going to get out of the box. Now, in terms of overall memory, this has 128 gigabytes of memory, although the usable memory out of the box is just over 120 gigabytes. So there is some memory allocated towards files that are system files, but overall pretty good in terms of the large amount of capacity that this has to hold various forms of music. I will note some of the different formats. Most of the formats that I'm using are MP3, although it does have the ability to also play other formats as well, which are both in the listing, and I'll list them in my review, written review as well. But overall, pretty happy with this. If I had to compare this with something similar, as I said, with the Innioasis full touch screen, I'd probably take this, although that one's a little bit fancier. I find this one's a little bit more efficient and a little bit easier to use. In terms of the weight, it's quite a bit lighter as well, weighing about half as much. I personally don't really like having the audio jack on the bottom, but again, if you can hook it up to wireless earbuds, that'll solve that problem, and then you can just put this in your pocket on the go. So it works pretty well, and again, you'll get about 4 to 5 hours of usable battery life, and it'll take just over an hour or so to charge. Anyway, so this has been a quick little review of this Innioasis MP3 player, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
o'clock.